What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Let's go to Saturday, November 30th, race 11 on the card at Churchill Downs. It's Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Going a mile and 16th, $400,000 the purse. A grade 2 event here for the 2-year-olds. Kentucky Derby prep race as well. So always an exciting race. Not always a race that, will produce a great Kentucky Derby contender. Some years, yes, some years, no. And so what will it be this year? Well, it's always hard to say, but we'll go through them now. A field of 10, I'll put it up on the screen for you. A field of 10 going up for this year's Kentucky Jockey Club. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's go number 1 to kick it off here. We'll go all of our, we'll go through them 1 by 10, and then we'll give you the top win pick here. And the number 1 is He's Not Joking. Grade 3 Gray Stakes. Last time out at Woodbine, was able to win it by 4 lengths and a very impressive win. All 4 of this horse's starts have come at Woodbine. So the good news is 2 for 4, 4 for 4 hitting the board. The bad news is this will be the horse's first run on the dirt. So that's going to be a big question mark here. I do like that the horse had 3 races going 1 turn, stretched out to a mile and 16th last time out, which is the distance of this race, obviously. Ran a career best figure in a career best race. So that's the good news. I do think the horse, even the pedigree says maybe not stretching out, but ran pretty well when doing it, when going a mile and 16th. So we'll see what happens with this one. Again, the big question mark going to be, can the horse handle the dirt? The number 2 is Jonathan's Way. This is definitely the headliner of the field without any question. Jonathan's Way, last time out, finished 7th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. That was not good. I am skeptical of everything that's coming out of that. As far as the performances themselves, it really felt like a merry-go-round between Citizen Bull and Gaming. Of course, East Avenue didn't get out of the gate well, so that wasn't great either. Jonathan's Way just didn't do much running, and I just kind of feel like maybe that was kind of a weird race. I think horses are going to bounce out of it and run better. If you look at the race two back in the Iroquois, that was going a 1-turn mile, but was ultra impressive. I think if he can do that kind of race again here at Churchill Downs, he's going to be awfully, awfully tough to beat. I also was very curious to see his workout pattern leading up to this race, see how he bounced out of that race in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He came back on November 16th with a 5-furlong bullet, 1 of 76, 58 and 4/5. That's sizzling here at Churchill. So he came out of the race great. Little maintenance work last time on November 23rd. I think he's doing great. I think he's going to run great. I think he's going to be very tough to beat. Number 3 is Tistastic. This is a horse that had 2 straight wins on the turf and good wins on the turf. One, both at Kentucky Downs and one in a stakes race. Went to the street since last time out here and got beat by 5 lengths to Sovereignty. Now, Sovereignty is a horse I'm super high on, but Tistastic did run a decent enough second. We'll see. Second straight time back on the turf or back on the dirt. The problem with me is it's like, okay, 2 races on the turf, ran good both times, got beat by pretty good horses. Chancer McPatrick beat the horse on debut, and then Sovereignty last time out, 2 horses I like. But 0 for 2 on the dirt, 2 for 2 on the turf. I don't know. Maybe the dirt just isn't this horse's thing. I think he's going to have a tough chance or a tough time again. Would I be shocked, though, if he runs second behind Jonathan's Way and I go, well, he's ran 3 times on the dirt, got beat by 3 good horses each time? No, I would not be shocked at all. Number 4 is Dapper Moon. This is another one that comes out of the street sense where he was beaten by Sovereignty. They kind of finished in a blanket. So Dapper Moon was 4th, beaten 5 1/4. Tistastic was 2nd in the race, beaten 5. So that kind of shows you, where this horse stands. 2 races back, got beat 10 1/4 or 10 1/2 to East Avenue in the Breeders' Futurity. Obviously, pretty good horse. Did break the maiden 3 races back at Saratoga, and 4 races back at Saratoga debuted and ran 2nd. So pretty nice horse. Another one I think shows up here with a chance if Jonathan's Way isn't quite up to par. In this one, Dapper Moon will show up with a chance. Number 5 is Filoso. This is a horse that was 3rd last time out in the Breeders' Futurity behind, East Avenue, Ferocious, 2 really good horses. 2 races back for Filoso, broke the maiden at Saratoga by 3 1/4 going a mile. So, pretty nice horse. 3 races back on debut, debuted in the same race as Dapper Moon, was 4th that day. So 3 races, 3 good efforts. Again, another one, pretty strong candidate to hit the board, I think. I just don't know if this horse will get all the way up and get the job done, but has ran against really good horses. There's no doubt about that, and really hasn't, hasn't been disappointing, hasn't been embarrassing. Number 6 is Clock Tower. Wesley Ward trainee moves back to the dirt after 2 straight efforts on the turf. Broke the maiden on the turf at Kentucky Downs by a ton, and then ran in the Bourbon last time out, set the pace before fading to third. Only beaten 2 links in that one, though. This is a decent horse. The dirt efforts weren't great for this horse. Second at Saratoga at an off-the-turf event on the dirt there, and then third on debut at Churchill Downs on May 24th. So I don't know about the dirt. That's just kind of the big question mark here, but turf races have been good for him. We'll kind of see if he can handle the dirt. As far as that goes, he does have a pedigree that says maybe. So we'll just kind of see what happens. Sonic Skedaddle, the 7th horse, and a horse that I love the name. That'll be who we'll talk about next. Not very good on debut, but then in the second start here at Churchill Downs was really good. Got a hot pace to run into, fell way back, and made a big run and get up and won by 4 3/4. The question mark will be, what kind of pace will we see here? Will it set up for him? We know he's probably going to drop back and try to make one run again. I really liked what I saw last time out. Gets Tyler Gaffalione now. So that's, I think there's reasons to kind of like this horse. Can the horse get all the way up and win the race? I'm not sure. Hitting the board at a decent number, I don't think that's out of the question. Number 8 is First Resort. Yet another horse is going to move back to the dirt after running on the turf last time out. Ran in the Summer Stakes last time out at Woodbine. Ran pretty well. Got 4th, beaten 3 1/4. But 2 races back, got 2nd, beaten 3 1/4 to Showcase in the Saratoga Special. Thought he was pretty good in that race, and that was after breaking the maiden very nicely at Ellis Park on debut. I think the dirt is where we'll see this horse at his best. Also, Godolphin Homebred and Luis Saez gets aboard today. I think this horse has a big-time shot in this race. I think he could be an upsetter in here, one that's flying a little bit under the radar. I'd give a long look to the number 8, First Resort. The number 9 is Render Judgment. A horse that was 2nd on debut at Keeneland before breaking the maiden last time out at this distance at Churchill Downs. This is another one. You better keep an eye out for Render Judgment. Kenny McPeak horse improved in that second start. I think we'll improve again here, second time going long. Hernandez gets the mount for the second straight time. I would keep a pretty good eye out on the number 9 Render Judgment here. He could pull off a little bit of an upset. I think the 8 and 9 are dangerous in the spot. I think they're just kind of have room to improve as we go into this one. And then finally, the number 10 is Redacted. This is a horse that is still a maiden, but ran pretty well on debut at Churchill Downs, going 7 furlongs. Got beat by 4 1/4. That's the bad news. Good news is was 2nd in the race. I thought ran well, took the lead at one point in the stretch before getting caught. So I like him. I would really like him if he wasn't in this race and maybe in a maiden somewhere. I think he's a decent horse. I think he's got talent. I'm just really kind of skeptical of if this horse can get all the way up and get the job done. I'm just not sure about that. All right. That's the field of 10. And I am going to go with the number 2, Jonathan's Way on top. I'm probably going to play him on top and try to get the 8 and the 9 involved and maybe the 4 involved underneath. But going to go with Jonathan Way on top. I just think the race 2 back way too good for this group. I think he'll be able to smoke them if that's the case. The juvenile wasn't great, but I do think he's bounced out of it great. He's training tremendous. I think it's a good spot for him. I don't think the horse is tired. I don't think that's really going to be excuse, but kind of how you watch him work out. I think the one thing you got to worry about is a mile and a 2-turn mile and 16th race. Is that not really what he wants to do? I know he got the 1-turn mile just fine, but maybe a mile and 16th isn't that. I really think it's within his realm. I think when you get longer than that, it's going to start to get a little questionable. I think he can do it, though, and I think he's coming in good. So I'm going to go number 2, Jonathan's Way. I think if he can replicate that race 2 back, he's going to be awfully tough to beat. But like I said, there are a couple of long shots here. Well, we don't have the odds out, but a couple of horses I think will be long shots that I like as well. All right, guys, that'll do it for a preview of the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting Churchill Downs on Saturday.